here as everybody's jumping in. I am so excited that everybody is getting this news really quickly. All of the stuff that's happening is really good. So whether you're joining us on the Facebook Live or you're just getting in here, we have some really fun things to talk about. And I'm trying to keep track of my notes because I want to do some training. I want to do some fun stuff as we're on here. I actually even made a Google form in the last 5 minutes, found prizes in my office. And so for being on here live or on the Facebook, I'm going to try to monitor both. We're going to be giving prizes and education and all the fun stuff away. So I have a couple of awesome friends that are helping me on here today. So Stephanie Poe, do you want to wave your hand and say hi?
Hello.
Tracy Powell is on here. Brianna Vineyard is on. Noelle Carroll should be joining us. Rachel Waller is going to be on. I know she's got, I mean, this is fast on the fly to like pull us all together. So she is babysitting and she's going to be occupied with some of that. But yeah, so I want to get started. We're already on the Facebook Live. I want to first explain, hopefully you guys already got the email from doTERRA or you checked it out in the team app. We'll post this soon in our group, but this BOGO is going to be really fun. It's kind of unique in the fact that they're starting it on a Tuesday and running it through Saturday. If you can't figure out why, it's all because of the 15th and the free product of the month ends today. And so that's why they're strategically moving this till tomorrow. So you can still get your laurel leaf free product of the month today, but then that'll of course go away when you can buy your BOGO box tomorrow. So one thing that I think is really sweet that they're doing this time is the Better Together pairing. Now, of course, we're only going to get to pre-visually know and see the first 6 oils. And really there's just 5, but there's a bonus oil that's coming in the BOGO box if you choose to purchase the BOGO box starting tomorrow. I also want to point out this is so that Better Together means that there's going to be a pairing. So when the day is Rose Touch, the oil or the product that accompanies that or will be the free gift will pair with that, which I think is really cool. So we don't know what that is yet. We'll get to educate you on that throughout the week in this Facebook group. But at this point, we want to talk to you today specifically about these 6 oils. The other cool thing though that I was going to mention is doTERRA is offering a daily text notification. So if you text the word all caps BOGO, BOGO, to the number, maybe somebody can put this in the chat because there'll be people joining that won't remember. Put it in the Facebook. 386, this is the number you're texting, okay? 386-457. And then daily, doTERRA will text you the deal, right? The BOGO deal. So I know if you're like me, I check my texts probably before I check anything else when I lift up my phone first thing in the morning. And so this is going to be really fun that we're not going to have to like bleary eyed remember where to go for the post, right? Or for the one that's going to tell us what to do. So that's great. So please, we'll all understand and know that. The BOGO box is the easiest way to participate. You can start purchasing that tomorrow. And you'll receive an exclusive gift when you buy the BOGO box, and that is the Adaptive Touch. The BOGO box will be available, like I said, tomorrow, and it will only last until as supplies last. And then you will need, if you're doing it as a loyalty rewards order, you will need to purchase the BOGO box, but you'll have to add an additional item to process as an LRP. No, Tracy's shaking her head. You will not. That's the right. I skipped the word not.
No, you don't have to. But when the BOGO box is over, the BOGO box is going to go away. And then I think they're going to put Aroma Touch kit or something in to replace it.
Oh, I see. That will be automatically added to your cart. So if you don't go back in to change that.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Thank you. Yeah, real big bold, it said not, and I just like my brain skipped over that word. So you do not need to put an item in your cart to do it as an LRP, but after the BOGO leaves, it'll be swapped out for the Aroma Touch kit. Okay, once it sells out, the BOGO box sells out. Good. So they will start shipping, I guess it looks like maybe the 18th. So what this group looks like, what we will do, and then we're going to quickly run through some education on these specific oils, but what this group is going to do is each day we'll do some education on the oil. We'll post what the product is and some DIYs, some testimonies, and then of course we love to give prizes away. So tomorrow, it's so funny that they're replacing with the Aroma Touch kit. Tomorrow, I'll just go ahead and tell you, anybody that purchased the BOGO box, there will be a prize post that goes up. It'll be by me. I'm posting that post every day. And I will do hashtag day one prize post. And under the comments, you put a screenshot of your order. If you order 2 BOGO boxes, you get entered 2 times. And I'm giving away 5 Aroma Touch kits tomorrow. For everybody that buys a BOGO box, you have a chance to win. And the cool thing is then if you buy a BOGO box, I will additionally keep you in the drawing every day. So day 2, your name is still on my drawing list. And maybe I'll do Jen Fry's fun name of wheels. I don't know. I have to figure that out yet. I know a lot of us think that that's really fun. So maybe I'll do something like that and go live in the group to pick our 5 winners. But that's really cool. And but I won't be sending any of the prizes out to the beginning of next week, because I like to see if there's duplicates or pairs and all that, and I'm traveling. So Tracy, you and I always launch these off. What rules, what stuff am I forgetting that we want to make sure we share?
Hey, you cut me off guard.
Oh, sorry.
Well, for sure that they need to post that they bought the kit or the oil that day, not the next day, because if you wait till the next day, then you're going to miss out on the drawing for that day.
I will tell you guys though, like, I'm not a morning person. So you can take advantage of me. I will keep counting your names until I go into, so if you wake up the next morning, you're like, it's 9 a.m. There's a good chance Laura is still in bed at 9 a.m. Okay, so I haven't picked the winner yet. So you could take advantage of that and don't freak out. Just go and hurry up and try to post it. But you're right. If it gets to the point, probably 10 o'clock, noon, I'll be picking the winner. Okay. Well, let's start some education. So I'm going to see if Brianna is available to go first. We're talking about that free oil that we can get in the BOGO box.
Hi, yeah. I am so excited for Adaptive Touch, and I love that they just give us a free gift for buying the BOGO box. And what a gift this is. So Adaptive was a new blend to us a couple years ago, and specifically to help target our mood and supporting our mood. Adaptive is an oil that we use daily in our house. I have a 14-year-old all the way down to 2-year-old. So this is one I diffuse a lot. My 14-year-old uses it a lot to help, like if her hormones are kind of all over the place, it just kind of helps even her out. She actually uses it for sleep too. So we have a lot of other great sleep oils, but this is the one that she goes to for sleep. So what Adaptive does, it helps boost your mood. It assists in centering, increases feelings of tranquility. I just love that word, tranquility. We all need more of that, right? It soothes and uplifts. So, you get that. And I love that about our essential oils, because you get both. We either think of like soothing and calming or like uplifting. And with Adaptive, they formulated it so you're going to get both. And the biggest one, I think, for my family, reduces feelings of anxiousness and tension. So I feel like that's the one we go to, or when we go to it a lot. And Adaptive Touch, the touch part means that they have put it in a roller bottle, diluted with coconut oil, so that it's safe for sensitive skin. So even, I don't know if you can see, I've got a little helper today. So I can even put it on her, and know that her little sensitive skin is safe, and it's also going to be a gentler, softer delivery for her because of that dilution. So yay for adaptive.
Yes, this is an amazing one. I use it daily. So if you didn't pick up on this, you need to share a comment either in the testimony, either in the comments or on the Facebook comments right now under this live if you're watching through Facebook, and you have a chance to win. And what you're winning today, right now, we'll draw this. And I might wait till the end of the day because I know this was a rush and some people are going to be getting on, but I have these really cool silicone toppers and carabiners that can go right on your oil, so you can clip it and take it anywhere you go. Okay, so keep sharing. I see some comments popping up right now, and I'll pick a winner in a little bit. And plus, it's always so helpful to keep gaining insight on how other people are using that adaptive. Okay, so who would like to go next? All right, Stephanie.
Is that okay? Sorry, I have to get off. Okay. I'm in charge of educating on copaiba, and in the leadership group text message, I hopped on this one really quickly because I have a story to tell you. So first of all, background about copaiba. It's full of cannabinoid. CBD is a cannabinoid that's all the rage right out there right now. And so I think this is like a really, really relevant oil. And I want everyone to know not only what's amazing about it, but how to appropriately educate on it. So our endocannabinoid system in our body is like a master regulatory system of receptors that kind of keeps our body in homeostasis and working fine. So we have receptors all over the place in our digestive tract, in our nervous system, both peripheral nervous system and in our central nervous system. And CBD, medical marijuana, all of those things, they work through both our peripheral nervous system receptors and our central nervous system receptors. And the fact that they work through our central nervous system receptors means that there's a lot of regulatory issues, right? And so instead of just helping our body deal with inflammation and keeping our body in check, those also make our body forget about the fact that we have issues and forget what's going on. Okay, so that's where all the regulatory issues come in. So I heard Dr. Hill say that once, medical marijuana, that THC component is what helps our body forget about the pain. So that's not actually like actively working to manage our inflammation. So copaiba, our oil, is 70% beta caryophyllene, which is a cannabinoid. And it actually powerfully and directly binds to only the receptors in our peripheral nervous system and in our digestive tract. So there is zero regulatory issues. So if you get questions like, is this going to show up on a drug test? Is there a problem? Is this like CBD? No, not at all. And the other thing that I really want you guys to understand, and I only know this from listening to the scientists at doTERRA, is that direct binding of copaiba to our peripheral nervous system is shown to be actually direct. With CBD, it's indirect, meaning there's other offshoot effects and other cellular pathways that are getting involved, and also other side effects that we don't know about, right? Thirdly, when you take CBD from whatever store you go buy it from, there is enough evidence now that shows that your liver enzymes are increased. This is like alcohol. This is like a drug. This is like using a drug on a regular basis in our body, putting burden on our liver. Copaiba, there's no evidence that liver enzymes are increased, okay? Which means this is like a plant. It's like nutrients. It's like food. It's really supportive for our body. So copaiba is definitely a daily use oil. I like to put it under my tongue before bed, or take the soft gels, take 2 soft gels every night before bed, aiding in muscle recovery, digestive issues. You want to get that oil right into your stomach. Nervous system stuff where you feel like you have creepy, crawly skin, whether it's discomfort or not, right? You can apply it actually just topically right from the bottle. And also, which is most relevant for my family, in our family, we have genetic migraines that have a visual component. So auras. So if anybody that you know that has a visual component going on, either in a migraine process or at the beginning, get copaiba directly under their tongue. So my ex-husband, his migraines are genetic. Auras are the first sign that something's coming on. We were walking out of the YMCA and he said something's going on. All I had was copaiba and I dumped it under his tongue. Instead of a 24-hour migraine recovery, it got down to 2. All right. And we didn't know which one of our sons, if any, was going to end up getting these migraines. And my little 6-year-old, he's almost 6, will be 6 on Thanksgiving Day, had his first migraine this past weekend. I spent 18 hours in the emergency room with him. We did not know what's going on. These genetic migraines present like strokes. We lost him neurologically for over 3 hours. I have never been more scared in my life. He was not there, flailing in pain and not there neurologically. And now that it took me about 12 hours to realize that that could have been a migraine because we thought it was a concussion, but nothing was lining up. I now know that copaiba under his tongue is going to help. Final thing, his body already likes copaiba. Guys, it smells like mulch. Last year, in the middle of the pandemic, he had a cough that wouldn't go away for like 2 months. And I was doing the breathe in frankincense. If you've heard me talk at all, I talk about breathe in frankincense on lungs, and it was not working for my son. Okay. Finally, I put 20 oils in front of him and I said, Ryan, tell mommy which one you like. And of 20 oils, the only one his body wanted was copaiba. And I put it all over his chest and back, and his cough was gone the next day. So our bodies, one, they know what they need. Okay. Teach your friends, your kids, like to tune into their nose, right? Like mulch, it smells like mulch, and yet his body still knew. So I just think copaiba is something that every single one of us should be using every day. This is getting long, but yeah. Okay. Everybody needs this oil every day. Okay.
I love this. I love it. I actually have it sitting on my desk because it's one that I'll drip under my tongue just periodically. So I loved all of these. Share some different copaiba testimonies, or if you don't have it, maybe you just picked up an idea from Stephanie and maybe you could share how you would use it when you do purchase it this week. So share that in the chat and you have a chance to win. And because I think of Stephanie as like my book, my guide, you're actually going to win an essential oil reference guide. And so you can remember a good chunk of what she said. It's all about the heart and all about the heart of like her passion for all this. But you'll also then potentially have a book. So I'll pick a winner soon for that. Okay, I'm going to share next on Rose Touch. Rose Touch, I just found out about these BOGOs like 45 minutes ago, thanks to Brianna texting all of us. And the one I freaked out about the most was that we get to buy a Rose Touch this week. And then I can't imagine what they're going to pair with it because I don't feel like there's any equal to Rose Touch. I use this oil constantly. It's probably one of my biggest add-ons actually to enrollment kits because people get so excited about it because I'm so excited about it. And again, share a testimony about the Rose Touch and you'll get a chance to win something as well. But the fun thing about Rose Touch for me is that it's very easily applicable because it's in a roller form. Rose was not an oil I was excited about. When I won it many, many years ago before we could even purchase it, I got a 5 milliliter and it was just so potent. It felt overwhelming. And so I rarely used it. If I did, I would open it and like wipe my finger off the cap because that was about the amount I could tolerate. Putting the touch on and in its diluted form, I have found it's completely effective, even though it's a lot diluted. I use this for everything skin related. I cut my finger making a salad the other day. I put Rose Touch on and myrrh. I use it for blisters, for acne spots. I actually, one of my classic stories is my hemorrhoid issue. So after having a baby, I stuck with my typical spray I've used for hemorrhoids, but this time they were internal hemorrhoids. And it took actually a little while for them to even prevail, couple of weeks, or to present themselves. And I was using a spray that I typically make up with cypress and helichrysum and lavender and a bunch of different oils. And so I can just spritz that area after using the restroom. And however, I was sitting here at my desk one day doing a Zoom, and I was in so much pain that tears were about to come down my eyes. It was, I was lifting myself off the chair, squirming. I didn't know what to do as I was presenting. And it was, it was not going well. I couldn't focus mentally anything. And I looked at my desk, and sure enough, I had my Rose Touch. So I strategically, very discreetly applied it to my fingers, and then put the fingers on my hemorrhoids, didn't touch anything else. And when the Zoom was over, it's like, goodbye, everybody. And I actually just stood up and left. I didn't even touch my mouse or turn anything off. I could not believe the instantaneous relief that it gave that issue. I've put it on some painful varicose veins. I've put it on children, from infancy all the way through adulthood. It is just an amazing oil. And I remember when Emily Wright presented this oil at convention, she was presenting it and talking about the visualization of the actual rose flower. And this isn't the typical rose. When we talk about what rose we get our rose oil from, it's not like the 6 dozen or dozen red roses that you would get in a bouquet from, a loved one. These are really big open roses and multi-layered, and they're just unique. But she talks about how it's like open and it's presenting itself. And so when you talk about the emotional benefits of rose, it's really all about divine love and having a high vibration, being willing and able to kind of open yourself up. Checking my notes here, but it's a wonderful oil to have compassion, healing, being tenderhearted. If you want to increase your empathy or kind of rediscover love, rose is the perfect oil to apply or put on. Very beneficial. If you are feeling like you lack compassion, I know I'm raising teenagers, and sometimes I'm like, get over it. Your issues are not that big a deal. And they don't get it, right? They don't get that the issues do become a big deal one day, right? And so but it doesn't matter. Their issues are the biggest deal they've experienced. And so they're their own level of stress. I put rose oil on literally oftentimes like on my heart before I walk into their bedroom to talk to them about whatever their big issue is, just to increase my compassion and feeling my feelings towards their situation. So I would love you guys to share, different testimonies and what you've used Rose Touch for. And we will pick a winner. And for our Rose Touch winner, I thought I would give the Symphony of the Cells booklet. If you guys don't have this, I have loved the Symphony of the Cells. And this is just a great guide on how to use it, when to put it on. And Rose Touch is one of those that I think a lot of people just have to flip to the back, a lot of times, and see what the replacement is, because they don't have rose. And so hopefully you'll be getting the Rose Touch this week, and you can utilize some of those Symphony of the Cells that include it. Okay. Let's see, Tracy, would you like to go next?
Yeah. One other thing we didn't mention is that people can enroll with the BOGO Box too. So you don't have to pay the $35 membership. So if you have somebody that wants to enroll, they can get 5, 10, 11 oils and the $35 membership free if they buy the BOGO Box. So just something to keep in mind. I'm going to talk about On Guard, and probably nobody on here is not familiar with On Guard. When the whole pandemic thing happened last year, doTERRA ran out of On Guard because everybody knew how powerful it was and how great it was for boosting our immune system. And I was one of them. I was constantly diffusing On Guard. We were diffusing it at night in our bedroom just to keep our immune systems strong, because we really didn't know what to expect with this thing that happened. And so all of we smart doTERRA people knew that we at least could be proactive and start using our On Guard. So On Guard hand sanitizing mist, and the On Guard Plus, and all of the products that they have. It is our protective blend. And so it is used for our immune system. It's antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. I mean, there's just everything great about On Guard. When I have used it, other than, just trying to clean our air and killing all those airborne pathogens and supporting our immune system, if I've ever get a sore throat, it's wonderful to put a little water in a little shot glass with a drop or two of On Guard, put it in your mouth, gargle with it, swish it around your mouth, and then swallow it. You don't have to spit it out. It's safe to take internally. I've also used it on the outside of my throat if I've had a sore throat. Another great thing that we can use it for is if you have a toothache. Because of the clove in it, it's wonderful for numbing the area. So I know I had one customer who bought it for that very reason, because she had an abscess or something. And I actually used it on what I felt was becoming an abscess. It was a pretty bad toothache. And I just kept every hour putting more On Guard on my, in that area where I knew the tooth was bad and also where it was radiating to, and it ended up taking care of itself. I never did need to go to a dentist for it. So it has so many wonderful things that it offers. My husband and I in September had COVID. And one of the things that we did was we were using our On Guard, taking it internally. The On Guard beadlets are wonderful. On Guard Plus every single day. We were taking that to help boost our immune systems. And honestly, I can say we didn't feel good for a couple of weeks, but I believe we were setting ourselves up for success because we were consistently using On Guard prior to that. So if you want to build up a strong immune system, be proactive. Don't wait until you get something. Just make sure you're getting it on you or in you consistently, so that when and if you do get any kind of a bug, your body's already going to be strong and have everything that it needs to protect itself.
Love that. Yes, this is an amazing one. So since I don't know the pairing, but I'm guessing it's not the wipes, I'm going to share the On Guard wipes. So if you share a testimony in the chat or on the Facebook group under the comments of this Facebook Live, you'll have a chance to win a box of the On Guard sanitizing wipes. These are really fun to have on the go. We usually keep them all over the house and in the cars. And gym bags, that's a good place for them as well. So share some of your testimonies about On Guard. Thank you, Tracy. I'm excited to see what they will do. And I will be picking the winners really soon here. We're going to have Noelle first share about lavender.
Okay, lavender is known in my house as the Swiss Army knife of essential oils. You never leave home without it. My boys and my girls never leave home without their little pocket knives. So it's just a fun joke. But lavender is that diverse. You pull it out, and just like that pocket knife, you can use it in so many different ways. It just offers a multitude of tools. So the reason that it does address things as diverse as sleep and bee stings is because it's so complex. Some of our essential oils are really made up of 2 or 3 components, but lavender is so diverse that it's got 100 plus components in it. And so we can use it for just a wide range of things. And part of the reason that I love lavender is because of those components. You get these amazing side effects. And so unlike a medication where you know the commercials, right? At the end of the commercial, they spend twice as much time talking about all of the negative side effects. And at the point you're like, wow, I could die. Maybe I won't take this. Lavender is so wonderful because it's got all these just the perfect side effects. So let's say your child's stung by a bee, right? They're flipping out. They have a bee sting, and of course it hurts, but they're also flipped out. And so you put lavender on it, it not only helps with the pain, but it helps with that freaking out child who needs to just calm down and take a deep breath. And you too. So like put it on your child and hug them, because you're probably annoyed that they went outside without their shoes on again, and then you told them not to. So I love lavender for the wide range of effects. So here's some of the ways that we have used it at home. We always have it. It is the one we run out of the fastest. It is the one everyone asks me, hey, do you happen to have any lavender? We ran out, we need it now. people cannot live without lavender once they've been introduced to essential oils. It is a staple. So we use it for sleep. That's the number one go-to in our house for sleep. We love it in the Serenity blend, but my girls rub it on their feet before bed so I don't get any nighttime visitors. I love my kids, but they're, you know, that feeling you're laying in bed and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I know there's somebody there when I open my eyes. Yeah, you want to avoid that. Put lavender on their feet before bed. If you find you maybe get leg cramps at night, our grandmother used this to avoid those leg cramps. It's wonderful for it. Applying it to your feet, spraying it on pillows. It's just for diffusing, perfect for sleep and rest. And along with that, it helps with anxiety. So diffusing lavender with your other favorite oils during the day. They've used this in emergency room settings at the dentist office. There's some studies that were done, and it's phenomenal for just lowering our feelings of anxiety. So I like using it in my schoolroom when we are doing school. Just put a lavender in there, and you know, that math stress that gets some kids wound up goes down. We use it for sunburns and other types of burns. It is a wonderful healer. I'll caveat that with, you always make sure you clean it before you cover, you know, heal it. So you want to use something that's clean. And if you do have stitches, we made the mistake, my son ripped most of his thumb pad off, and we started putting lavender on it right away. And the stitches, it heals a little too fast for conventional timing with stitches. And that we had to really get those removed, which was not cool. So lavender is phenomenal for healing any types of wounds. Just make sure it's clean before you put it on. It's also great for, like I said, bee stings, pink eye, phenomenal for pink eye. Put it on the eyebrow and the bones around the eye. Phenomenal for the pain and discomfort of pink eye. It's great for allergies. If you combine it with lemon and peppermint and just put it in your hands and breathe that in, it's wonderful for allergies. And that same combination is great if you're feeling the effects of the flu. So if that achiness is there, I love to put lemon, lavender, and peppermint down my kid's spine. And I know for myself, it's about a 2-hour duration, and then we apply it again. And it just takes that nasty, achy skin feeling away. And love that combination. I'm trying to think if I missed. Oh, and it's wonderful for kids. So this is the perfect oil for families because you can use it with grandma. You can use it with the infant. I was teaching an oil class one time and my baby was in the carrier and she was all fussy. So I took out my lavender, put it on her feet, and was talking about lavender and how much I love it and how wonderful it is with kids because it's very safe. It's very gentle on the skin, and she fell asleep. It's just that kind of oil. Like, it always works. And I love having it in my purse. I love that I can make a roller ball for my kids and they can be free to apply it as they need. And we've never had any issues. It's a wonderful, wonderful oil to make sure you have in your house. Anything else? Nope. Okay.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad that doTERRA included something as basic, but as proven to be in everybody's Swiss Army knife kind of thing. So I'm glad about that. Keep sharing your testimonies, and that's helpful to all of us. So the last product that we know about for the BOGO box is the turmeric duo capsule. Who has used this? We really, really like this supplement. It was very difficult at first, maybe, to implement it in our lives. And I think it's just because it was like another pill, and that was maybe a little overwhelming. But it is stood out as very unique. And in fact, we do like it with the copaiba. So I don't know what else they're going to partner it with, but we like the deep blue polyphenol, the turmeric, and some copaiba soft gels. It's like a sure thing to inoculate any kind of migraine or headache in our home. We kind of triple slam it with some of those. Turmeric, what I have found, this duo capsule, it's a couple of things. It's really unique in the fact that it has the plant material in an herb form encapsulated in the essential oil. This is unique, unlike any other product out there on the market. I'm sorry, can you guys keep hearing this banging in my house? Okay, good. It's a very rhythmic banging. I don't know what's happening upstairs. So the whole thing that I love the most is that what the science and research has shown us is that you're actually absorbing more of that material compound with the essential oil in there. So more of it is working even better. I love that. I think if you take it consistently on a daily basis, it seems to work even better. So this is for the person that has maybe some chronic pain, their shoulder. I point to the shoulder because that's where my husband's issues are. Maybe your knees give you issues. Maybe it's chronically been happening for years and years. You have to play around with the dosage. Start with 1 a day, move to 2. I have some people that do 3. I have a lot of people that do 4. They have had chronic pain from back injuries, and they'll do 4 throughout the day, or 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. And sometimes accompanying that, like I said, with the copaiba. And if it's acute pain, this just happened, I believe the turmeric can also be really beneficial. I'm going to share some of the emotional benefits as well. It's an oil of restoration. So when you're using the essential oil, you can think about building up faithfulness, confidence. It helps you to be grounded, strengthening belief and trust. And so those are some really beneficial things. It is also an oil that can help pull you out of maybe hopelessness or feelings of really being unsteady. So I love that you guys are already sharing. You got the way this is going. You're sharing some of your testimonies in the chat and in the comments. So I really, really appreciate that because I know everybody is learning as we kind of go along. Okay, so I want to post. Did we forget anything? I want to do our giveaways. I hope that the Facebook Live didn't shut off. Oh no, it didn't. Okay, I just couldn't see it over in the group. But I think doing some of our giveaways would be really good, a good way to end. So keep going with that turmeric because I haven't picked that winner yet. I'm going to put a link here at the end that you will actually click on and fill out if you were a winner. So adaptive touch, I loved what Catherine, I don't see a last name on there, but Catherine, you are on the Zoom. Would you have won the capsule, the, what are they called? The silicone caps. So you can fill out that form. Copaiba that Stephanie talked about, Jamie Meyer, you won the Oil Magic book. So if you would fill out that form and put that in. The On Guard that Tracy talked about, Jacqueline Thomas won that. She was on the Facebook group. And so I'm going to add the form to the Facebook group. And if Jacqueline's not still on there, Tracy, you'll have to copy that. Oh, she might still be on. I'm not sure. She can grab that one. The Rose Touch, Kay Durst. Hopefully Kay's still on the Facebook group. She won the Symphony of Cells booklet. The Lavender, we had Noelle talking about that, and I'm giving away. Did I even show you guys this? I don't think I showed you. So for the lavender, it's this really cute little pouch, and so we think of it as your Swiss Army knife. You can carry this on the go, put your oils in there, maybe even samples and business cards, whatever you like. But this is going to be for the person that won the lavender, and it's Emily Nichols, and she was on the Zoom. Oh no, Facebook. She was on Facebook, Emily Nichols. So fill out that form. And then the turmeric duo capsules. I might need my colleagues here to help me out a little bit. Oh, you know who's on here? Elizabeth Monty. She has made several comments. So Elizabeth Monty, I know you don't always go by Elizabeth. Our turmeric capsules, you're going to win. This was a special treat last Christmas. These were the lemon lime drops. So we're going to have you fill out the form and I can mail you those lemon lime drops. Okay, well, there's all sorts of prizes this week. If you haven't heard already, you want to look for the, I would say the first thing to do is set up that BOGO text response that I know we got posted definitely in the group. I'll post it again over here, so that doTERRA can make you aware of every single day's BOGO. So first thing you get up, you'll have something in your text text email and then or text messaging, and then jump over to this Facebook group, save this, and keep inviting leads, prospects. Anybody's welcome to this group, this Facebook group, for you to be able to win prizes and receive education every day. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this. And I look forward to a fun week of learning even more about our additional 5 essential oils that we don't even know about. All right. Thanks, everybody.